All of you, please take your material. All of you, please take your material. Page number may differ according. I'm using the August 2019 edition. Okay. Accounting standards 5. Material இருக்கா படிச்சிட்டீங்களா? All of you having the material with you? Okay. So as we discussed before, what is accounting? I discussed that is basically recording, classifying, all those things, and based on the golden rule, we are preparing the accounts. Correct? Then accounting standards. Accounting standards. Why? What is the purpose of accounting standard? We know already accounting. Then why there is a standard? Accounting is useful for only recording the transactions. Accounting is useful for only recording the transaction and display something is wrong. Whether you are you able to see my this thing? Whether are you able to see my screen actually? Whether are you able to see my screen? Okay. 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 We will continue. Okay. We will continue. So the point is accounting we know. Then why there is a standard? Why there is a standard? Because as I said, one of the example I gave, valuation of inventory is done by cost or market price, whichever is lower or higher. Whichever is lower or higher, as we discussed initially. Lower. Why not higher? If I value at valuation of stock at higher price, what will happen to? Why not higher? Why it is lower? If I value my closing stock, I'm increasing my closing stock. Remember your trading account. Purchase, sales, conservatism concept. Yes, good. Any other answer? Why it is valued at lower price? If I value at a higher price, what is the impact? Leads to high expectation of profit. It will be profit. Good answers. So correct. So the accounts is prepared basically. Sir, it's not visible. I think all of other students it is visible only. From Megha, she's saying that it is not visible to her. I hope all of you able to see the video, correct? So it is a display page. You are able to see, correct? Can we continue? Yeah. Okay. Historical cost method. It's not historical cost method. They said the cost or market price whichever is lower. Why not higher? If I put higher, what will happen? In my trading account, you imagine the trading account, opening stock, purchases, expenses, sales, closing stock. Finally, what you will get? The answer, result. What is the result of trading account? What is the result of trading account? Actually, what you will get actually? While after preparing the trading account, what is the thing you will get? Gross profit or gross loss, whatever it is. Gross profit you will get. If I value my closing stock higher, then what will happen? My profit will be increased. Accounts is prepared by following conservatism method. Conservatism means I have to account all my probable losses, future losses are also predictable losses I have to account. But the profit only, I'm sure that definitely I'll account my profit. But losses I have to account it immediately. But profit only I will able to generate, then only I have to account, because accounts is prepared based on conservatism. Okay, all future losses and expenses should be probably accounted here and there whenever is required. But profits are accounted only there is a certainty that inflow of amount into the company. Okay, that is why A is 2. This is not given in golden rule. Correct? Like this, many items in practical life, many items in financial statement need some help of something. That something is accounting standard. For example, fixed assets. Correct? You have many things, investments. You have accounting standard for investment. Fixed assets. You have an accounting standard, and also borrowing cost, interest. For that you have an accounting standard. Likewise, you have many accounting standards for many purpose. We will discuss all those purpose. What I am trying to say is, first of all, why this standard you should understand before getting into the standard. Why we are studying the standard? Because we need some guidelines. We need some standard practice. Everyone should follow the same practice. If everybody is following the same practice, that is standard, then I can compare the results. Then I can compare the results between X versus Y. When I can compare if both are following the same rules and regulations, if both are following the same principles, if both are following same standards, then I can compare with the TVS Motor versus Bajaj Motors. Both are in the same business, automobile business. I can compare the balance sheet of both of them. Why? Because they have some ethics. What is that ethics? They are following the same rules. They are following the same standard. So that my reliability is increased as an investor, as an stakeholder. I can rely on that company. Okay? If AS2 is not there, then what will happen? AS2 is not there. Assume AS2 is not there. Then what will happen? If AS2 is not there, then what will happen? Please tell me. Then anyone can book according to, they can value the inventory according to their wish. They can value the inventory according to their wish, correct? Then they can inflate the profits easily, correct or not? So that situation should be avoided. How it is avoided? By implementing accounting standard. Okay? Accounting standard. Now we can we will discuss. What does AS2 says? We will discuss. We will discuss in depth actually. But what I am trying to say here is, what is accounting standard? Why it is introduced? What is the advantages of accounting standard? Because of accounting standard, what is the benefit I am going to get? If accounting standard is not followed, what is the impact? That thinking you should able to make. So accounting standard may be for many purpose: presentation, disclosure, measurement, recognition. That and all I will discuss with you later. Before that, generally what is accounting standard you should be able to think. Okay. Now I will get into the input material theory. Okay. I am just reading the first para. I am just reading the first para. What is that? Accounting standard. Accounting standard refers that it is a written and policy document jacketing the features of recognition, measurement, treatment, presentation, and the disclosure of accounting transaction in the financial statement, which is issued by expert accounting body or government or other regulatory authorities. Accounting standard in India are issued by Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. So what they are saying, lot of language, lot of English. Basically, accounting standard. Just read the last. From here, you please read from first line. You just go through again. Accounting standard refers that is written and policy document jacketing the features. This is what very important. Recognition. Recognition, for recognition purpose, it is important. Measurement, for that purpose it is important. Treatment, for that purpose it is important. Presentation and disclosure. What is recognition, sir? What is recognition, sir? What is measurement? What is treatment? What is presentation? What is disclosure? What is recognition as per you? As per you, what is recognition? Measurement. As per you, what is recognition? Any idea of recognition? Understanding. As per you, what is recognition? Identification. Then identifying transaction. Authorized. Then profit or loss. then examining, then any other answer? Addressing, okay. Legality, good. So classification, good. So the point is, recognition means I did something. I did something in my company. I did something in my company. Whether I should recognize that in my books of accounts or not. You got it or not? What I'm saying? I did something in my company. For example, I purchased. I purchased one bus for my employees. I purchased one bus for my employees. Should I recognize this as an asset in my company? I purchased a bus for my employees. Whether what type of expenses it is actually, whether it is a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Capital or revenue, just capital revenue. Whether it is a capital or revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure, correct? Yes, it is a capital expenditure. We know that it is a capital expenditure. But where to recognize, how to recognize, which accounting standard we have to follow, on what price we have to recognize, what amount we have to recognize. Initially, first time I purchased the asset, what amount I have to recognize, where it is given. Whether should I recognize, for example, my purchase price is 10 lakh rupees. Whether should I recognize at 10 lakh rupees or any other price initially. Where is the help? Which amount I should recognize? All these things is covered in accounting standard. AS10 plant property equipment. AS10 plant property equipment, which is not there in your group 2. It is there in your group 1. AS10 plant property equipment. There they mentioned when you are purchasing the asset. When you are purchasing the asset, the first question is whether that is asset or not. That is the first question. Okay, that is recognition. Recognition means you are recognizing that particular item as an asset. Then the next thing is recognizing books of accounts. Recognizing in books of accounts, that is very, very important. Recognizing means that is not only the identifying the transaction, identifying that particular transaction, and the next step is recognizing in the books of accounts. Books of accounts, how to recognize, that is next question. First recognition, next question is how to recognize. Okay, that we will discuss. So recognition, measurement means whether I should write, whether I should put in cost or whether I should put in market value, what amount I have to put. Again, think about valuation of inventory, AS2. What amount we are putting under the AS2? Cost or market price, whichever is lower, that is also a measurement. Okay, whether I should measure at cost or market price. Okay, treatment of expenses. For example, AS11 you take, that is the first standard here. AS11 for what? Accounting for foreign exchange transaction. When we deal in foreign exchange, if we did some foreign exchange expenses, how to account that? That is covered under AS11. That is about treatment. Presentation. What is that presentation? What you are presenting? What you are presenting? For example, you take segment reporting. AS17. Just go through that. There is one standard called segment reporting. That is about presentation. That accounting standard is about presentation. We will discuss that also. Okay. Like this, each and every accounting standard is having some purpose. All those purpose we will discuss detail. So just go through the advantages and disadvantages. Just to go through the advantages and disadvantages. What are the advantages? So advantages is given here. It provides the accountancy profession with useful working rules. It provides the accountancy profession with useful working rules. What is the meaning? Yes, of course, because of AS2, I know how to account the valuation of inventory. It assists in improving quality of work performed by accountant. Of course, if accounting standard is not there, then employee can do manipulation. Manipulation means what? Inflating the accounts. I can reduce something, I can add something, I can adjust something as per my wish. Okay? Then what? What is the third item? It strengthens the accountant resistance against the pressure from directors to use accounting policies which may be suspect in that situation in which they perform their work. What is the meaning? Director, company director will be the MD. MD may not be financially sound. Financially sound in the sense he is not having much knowledge about finance. He is engineering background. MD will say to the CFO. CFO, Chief Financial Officer. He will tell to CFO, you inflate the value, you inflate the value, inventory value, so that our profit will get increased. You got it or not? What I'm saying? MD will say to CFO, you inflate the inventory value, our profit will get increased. That is one pressure given by director level peoples to employees. How can I prevent, as a CFO, how can I prevent myself from such fraudulent activity? I can refer the AS2. I can show to the MD that because of AS2 we can't do like this, because as per AS2 we have to value the inventory, marketplace or cost whichever is lower only. So we can't do that activity. We can avoid that pressure from the MD. That is what they are saying. It strengthens the accountant resistance against the pressure from directors to use accounting policy which may be suspect in that situation in which they perform their work. Okay? What is the fourth thing? That is very, very important. It ensures the various users of financial statement to get complete crystal information on more consistencies. That is main thing. I am an investor. I want to invest in your company. How I will believe your company? How I will believe your financial statement? How it is prepared? What rules you followed? You followed accounting standards. Okay, then I can rely on some extent. I can believe to some extent. Okay. So continuation. What is the next thing? After advantages, disadvantages. So what is disadvantages? Actually, what is the disadvantages? I don't think so. There's much disadvantages. As per me, disadvantages is accounting standard requires some special knowledge. It is not only debiting, crediting, or debit what comes in, credit what goes out. It is not like that. We have to refer a lot of principles, policies to account the accounting standard actually. So the point is, we have to spend more actually. We have to deploy, we have to employ the professionals for preparing, for complying the accounting standard. Whether my company is complied the accounting standard or not, how to check? I have to appoint one special audit, special accountant for this actually. Then only I can check the compliance. For that, I have to pay more. Financially, I have to spend more. That is not given here, but that is for in my point of view, that is one disadvantage. What is the first point under this disadvantage? Users are likely to think that set statements prepared using accounting standards are infallible. Users are likely to think that set statements prepared using accounting standards are infallible. What is the meaning? I'm an investor. What I will do? I want to invest in your company. What I will think? You followed accounting standards. Okay, you are good then. Then your financial statement is correct 100%. Do you think like that? Do you think like that? If your accounting standard is followed 100%, then everything is correct in that company? Do you think like that? Yes or no? Just tell me. Just put yes or no. Do you think if accounting standard is followed, then everything is correct? Just yes, yes. I'm getting yes. So as per you, if accounting standard is followed, then everything is correct. That's what they are saying. That is one disadvantage. That is one disadvantage because even though accounting standard is followed, still you have to apply lot of things to know. Yeah, I'll tell you that users are likely to think that the set statement prepared using accounting standards are infallible. Still, there will be some loopholes. Still, there might be some loopholes where we have to ensure that the correctness of the financial statement. If accounting standard is followed, that does not mean 100% everything is correct. We have to ensure in other manner also. But from Harish, he is saying, but you said we can't inflate if we use AS. Yes, of course, we can't inflate. But all the items, everything is not covered under the accounting standard, correct? For example, one of the case IT companies fraud happened in India. Satyam fraud. I hope all of you aware about that. Have you heard that fraud? Satyam company IT fraud. So what happened in that company? What happened in that company case? What is the nature of fraud? Can anybody tell the nature of fraud? What that the company did? One of the things what they did. So the point is transfer of money to other company. Yes, of course that also will happen. One of the thing is showing the bank balance huge. Accounts is not correct. Yes, of course. They sold a dummy computer. Correct me if I'm wrong. Even I don't know whether maybe that may be also part of fraud. But for my knowledge, they inflated the bank statement actually. Bank statement they shown more bank balance. That is certified by the auditor. Okay. So whenever as an auditor, what we have to do if the company is showing bank balance, huge bank balance, what we have to do as an auditor? If the company is showing 5,000 crore bank balance, as an auditor, what you will do? How you will check this transaction? Tell me. How you verify as an auditor? Just type in single line now. How you will check? Random check, passbook transaction. Check whether it is true or not. That is what how to check whether it is true or not. How to check? Cross check. How you will cross check? For what? For what with you will cross check? Bank statement, debtors creditors account, vouchers, bank statement. Okay, correct. But that bank statement, how you will receive? Confirmation from bank. Good. Bank statement is the company will give. Even you can download from online also. You can prepare a bank statement if you can do it yourself, right? Bank statement with company account you can download from yourself. But whether the bank statement is true or not, how do we know? We have to get confirmation from the branch manager. If possible, we can visit branch also if possible. If it is a huge amount means. We have to directly get the confirmation from the bank manager. He has to send a bank confirmation letter to the auditor directly. Okay? That thing and all, everything you can't expect in accounting standard, accounting rules and regulations. We have to apply our common sense. That's what I said initially. For auto wala, whether you will pay 50 or 150 or anything, any other amount, that is not there in any rule. That is not there in any policy principles. That is something beyond that policy's principle. That we have to apply our common sense. Okay. So that is what infallible. So I'll go to next point. They have been derived from social pressure which may reduce freedom. That is and all not acceptable one. So what is the next point? The working rules may rigid or bureaucratic to some users of financial statement. Maybe this may be an acceptable one. Because I am not a financial expert. I don't know what is accounting standard. How do I read the accounting standard? Because I am an investor, I have a lot of money, but I don't have financial knowledge. For me, accounting standard is something different. I know only P&L account balance sheet, I know only profit. I don't know what is accounting standard, how you are valuing this. That may be an acceptable one, disadvantage. Okay. So with this, come to the next page. What is there in next page? So they are classifying the accounting standard into two categories. But all these accounting standards we don't have in for our examination. We have something around six to seven accounting standard. So that's application of accounting standard, disclosure of accounting standard. We will discuss all these things. What is the first accounting standard? AS 11. So before getting into the AS 11, we will move to AS 12 first. AS 12 we will discuss. And there are two types of accounting standard in India now, actually. Two types of accounting standard. One is existing accounting standard. Existing accounting standard. Another one is Ind AS. Another one is Ind AS, Indian accounting standard. Okay. What is Ind AS, sir? What is existing accounting standard? Which one is applicable for us? In institute material, both is given. Existing accounting standard is also given. Ind AS is also not given. Which one we have to study? Both we have to study, or in existing accounting standard we have to study, or Ind AS we have to study. Any idea about that? Which one we have to study? I don't know. Just tell me, existing, Ind AS, or both? Existing from Mega, existing only, AS only. That's what AS only, existing AS or Ind AS? Both, not Ind AS. Okay, both existing. Why? Because why existing? Why not Ind AS? Why existing? Why not Ind AS? Ind AS we will study in final. Where it is given like that? Institute is given. Actually, institute notification is there. Ind AS is applicable up to the final level. Even though here it is given in your material, but Ind AS is applicable to at the final level, not at inter level. So I am not going to discuss much about Ind AS. We are going to focus about only existing AS. So we will discuss that Ind AS and all later. Ind AS is applicable to huge companies. Yes, I'm not going to discuss that what Ind AS, what is applicable, all those things. But I want to give you the information that Ind AS is not applicable to intermediate companies. Sorry, inter students. Okay. So now come to the AS tool, accounting for government grants. Accounting for government grants. Are you able to view this presentation, correct? Are you able to view this presentation? Just put yes. Okay. Now tell me, what is grants? What is grants actually? What is the meaning of grants? General meaning of grants. As per you, what is grant? Subsidy. Then something which is granted. Okay. Giving for free. Okay. Good. Benefits. Getting free of cost from government. Allowances. Okay. Good. All your answers are acceptable. The point is something we are receiving from someone at free of cost or at a reduced price, whatever it is. Incentive, subsidy, whatever it is. Okay. So government grants. Grant, we know general meaning of grant. Then what is government grants? Government will grant, if we give grant to whom? Government will give grant to encourage agriculture, government gives subsidy. Yes, of course. Government will give different type of grants. Correct or not? different type of grants of different for different type of peoples, for different type of activities, not only agriculture, many areas where government will give grants, especially for agriculture. Correct? They will give free ration supply, free food for people. That is also a type of grant. Education, free education, free hospital services, free medicines. Likewise, different type of grant government is giving. Then grant is something very broad thing. Whether which grant we are going to study, what type of grant we are going to focus, whether the amount given to public, that grant or any other grant. Other than public, do you think any other grant is given by government? Public grant is totally different. Forget about that. We have a different type of grant received by different type of people. Other agriculture, forget about agriculture also. Any other grants. What so for what purpose? Any other grants government given to company, given to company. Somebody has typed given to company. Any other grant, gratuity. Yes. So like that, grant is not only given for people or public or agricultural peoples. It is given to even industries also. It is given to companies also. Purchase of machinery. For that, somebody has typed purchase of machinery. Yes, many purpose. It is not only limited to agriculture or public. It is the government will give grants to companies also for many reasons. Company will say if you start business in backward area or hill station area, Jharkhand, Meghalaya, Assam, if you start any factory in that specific area, we will give, we will provide some amount to you as a grant. Okay, that is government grant. So now the question is grant different type, but we are going to study only one grant related to companies. Grant related to companies only we are going to study. What we are going to study? When I receive money from the government, I am a company, I am doing some business, I am receiving some grant from the government. Okay? I got the money, I am going to receive the amount. How to account that amount in my books of accounts? How to account that amount in my books of accounts? That is what we are going to study. What we are going to study? If I receive some money from the government as a grant, how I am going to account that amount in the books of account? Now the next question is whether government will give grant by only way of money to the company. Yes or no? Tell me. Money will give, government will give only money to the companies as a grant. No, no, no. What else government can give? Land, good, security, share. It may be cash or kind. Yes, government will not only give money, they will give assets also. For example, they will give land, they will give machinery, like that plant and machinery. So, government is giving something as a grant, it may be cash or kind, whatever it is. Now the question is, the objective of this accounting standard is how to account that money in my books of accounts. That is the objective of this standard. Okay. Now we'll go to the next slide. So here, what is covered under AS 12? What is covered under AS 12? Scope is given. The next slide I will explain the meaning. So here what is covered is scope. AS 12 covers topic related to grants or assistance in the form of both capital and revenue from various government agencies. These grants are also referred as subsidies, cash incentives. The standard provides accounting treatment for government grants. Okay. So this is what they are saying actually. Government is giving grant that may be capital or revenue. We will understand what is the capital and revenue later. Okay. That grant may be in the form of subsidy, cash incentive, etc., cash or kind, whatever it is. What is the purpose? The scope is what? Ultimately, last line, that is important. The standard provides accounting treatment for government grants. The standard provides accounting treatment for government. That is the major scope of this accounting standard. Next point. Coverage and excluded. Other indirect forms of assistance is excluded. What is that? Other indirect forms of assistance excluded. Other indirect forms of assistance. Government may give cash, government may give machinery, government may give land. Other than this thing, government, for companies, they are supporting many manner. That may be a grant also. For example, laying a road for transportation. Laying a road for transportation within the industrial area. Inside the campus, government is laying the road. That is indirect form of assistance. Directly not given to the company, indirectly it is given to the company. Okay. Likewise, supplying water at free of cost to all the companies for doing business. They are supplying water at free of cost. Indirect forms of assistance. Sometimes electricity also they will give, but indirectly, directly that is not belongs to that particular company. Indirectly, if all the companies benefited, then that is indirect form of assistance. Okay, so government becomes shareholder in enterprises. What is this? Government becomes shareholder in enterprises. When I can become shareholder in a company? When I can become a shareholder in a company? When I purchase the shares of that company, I will become shareholder. Government invests, correct? Government invests in that company. So if I become investor, then there is no grant. If I am an investor, there is no grant. I am not giving anything at free of cost. I purchased your shares. You have to pay me dividend. You have to pay me whatever the things. I will vote for your company. I am a shareholder. I want to vote. I want to attend your AGM. Then that is not grant. You should give simply free, and you have to forget. You have to put some condition to the companies. If you follow all these conditions, you are eligible for grant. You take it at free of cost. There is no other relationship between you and me. Okay? If that is what they said here. You can expect a case law, or you can expect a true or false also from this topic. That's why I am giving. Okay, government grant does not include if they become shareholders means for the same company. Then now come to definition. Sir, please remove that block from the display. This one now. Now it is okay, correct? This chat also you are able to see, yeah? Chat box, both you are able to see. You are able to see only presentation or any other thing. You are able to see only presentation or any other thing, like I have some chat box here. Only presentation, correct? Okay. Then fine. So government grants. Please, we will focus on this thing. Try to cooperate. I wanted to spend more time on the presentation. Presentation related chat. I want expectation. I want to reply presentation related chats. Okay. I want to reply based on my question. You have to reply. Okay. Government grants are assistance by government in cash or kind to an enterprises for past or future complaints with certain conditions. The point is, government grants are assistance by government in cash or kind to an enterprises for past or future complaints with certain conditions. That's what important. Government is giving grant, that does not mean they will not ask anything from you. They will give a lot of conditions. If you satisfy the condition, then only they will give grant. They will, for example, they will say, if you start business in this location, you have to create employment opportunity for the local people, at least 100 people per annum. You have to create 100 people per annum, local people employment. You have to provide opportunity, job opportunity for the local people. Then you are eligible for this grant. Otherwise, you are not eligible. Correct? So that is what they said. In compliance with a certain condition, if you comply those conditions, I will give some amount as a grant. Okay? Then such grants do not include other forms of government assistance which cannot reasonably value. As I said initially, indirect forms of assistance. Water is also given by government as a grant sometimes. Road is also laid down by government for transportation purpose. Sometimes they will supply electricity also at free of cost. All these things, if you are not able to place a value, I don't know how to value the water. Water, how much they are supplying unlimited water to my factory. I don't know how to value. They put a long road, 100 feet road in front of my factory. I don't know how to value that. It is an indirect form of assistance to me. Then forget about that. That is not a government grant as per AS tool. Even though it is a government grant, it is not accounted under the AS tool. Okay. What is the next one? Such grants do not also include. Such grants do not also include the transactions with the government which cannot be distinguished from the normal trading transactions of the enterprise. Such grants do not also include transactions with government, which cannot be distinguished from the normal trading transactions of the enterprise. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? What they are saying? Say for example, government is having one steel company. Government is having steel company. For example, government is having oil company also, ONGC. You take ONGC. ONGC you take. That is also a government company, correct? Government is giving order to ONGC. You supply the oil, you supply that crude oil to all the customers, to all your customers at 20% discount. Government is giving one order. You supply crude oil to all your customers at 20% discount. You got it? Whether this is grant or not grant. Grant, if it is a grant, type yes. If it is not a grant, type no. Why it is not grant? Most of you type no. It is an order. Oh, even if it is an order, whatever I am receiving, I am receiving discount only now. I am getting some benefit from the government. Why it is not a grant? Because ONGC business is what actually? Their business is selling crude oil. They are selling to everybody. Whoever wants, they can purchase. Suddenly, they are offering some 20% discount. Their normal trading is what? ONGC's normal business is what? Normal trading transaction is what? Selling the oil. They are giving some discount to the customer. That is not a grant actually. That is not a grant. That is not a motive of giving as a grant. That is for their improving, for their business, they are giving a discount. If they give discount, they will get more revenue. They will get more customers. That is maybe the objective. Intention is not giving grant to the company. Intention is I want to sell my stock. I want to sell my stock. Then I'm giving some discount. Okay? That is normal trading transaction. That is not a grant. Okay? That is what said here. Such things are not grants. Okay? This also you can expect in 1 mark. That is why I'm explaining each and every point. Next slide. Recognition. Recognition. Now the next question is, sir, we understood the government grants. We understood the government grants. What is the meaning of government grants? I know. Then what is the next step? What is the next step? Okay, you understood government grants meaning. The point is, as per AS 12, when I should recognize that particular amount as a government grant? Recognizing means accounting in books of accounts. Recognizing means accounting in books of accounts. When I should account that amount in my books of accounts? For that, any condition is there? We have to think why this topic, why this accounting in books of accounts. Somebody is saying immediately, some company is saying, I'm going to receive 100 crores from the government as a grant. I'm going to receive 100 crores because I'm going to satisfy this condition. Government has laid down some condition. I'm going to satisfy this condition. I'm going to account this amount 100 crore in my books of accounts. Just like that company is saying, you should not do whatever you want. You are not going to do that. For that, you have to satisfy the conditions. Okay, you are going to receive the amount. What is the certainty whether you will receive or not? What amount you are going to receive? Exactly, do you know the amount? I don't know exactly. It may be around 50 to 100 crore I am going to receive. Then what is the amount you will put in books of accounts? I don't know that, but I am going to receive 50 to 100 crores. So the point is what amount you are going to receive, how you are going to receive, when you are going to receive, whether you will receive whether you will receive definitely or you are very doubtful on that. That thinking that conditions and all you have to satisfy before accounting into the books of accounts. Simply there is a scheme government going to announce I'm going to book it is not like that. You should have a proper evidence for booking this amount. Then next question you can ask me whether we have to account in the cash basis or accrual basis. Even accrual basis is also allowed. It is not after receiving the money only we have to account. We have to ensure that we will definitely receive the amount. That is accrual. Correct? It is not only we have to do after transferring the amount in my account, then only I will account. It's not like that. If we have to prove the certainty, we have to ensure the certainty of the amount receivable. If that is proved, you can account. Okay? So the point is, government grant should not be recognized and accounted unless there is reasonable assurance. Government grant should not be recognized and accounted unless there is a reasonable assurance that the enterprise will comply with the conditions attached with the government grants and the amount will be received. Amount will be received. Okay. The point is, yes, I am accounting particular amount as a government grant. When I have to account, government would have said lot of conditions. For example, you have to give employment opportunity 100 people per annum to the local peoples. So when I'm accounting this amount, I have to ensure that I gave employment opportunity 100 employees to the local peoples per annum. That I have to ensure. Then only I can account this amount. That means I have to satisfy the condition. Then only I am eligible for government grants. Okay, that is what they said. Ultimate collection will be made in cases where the benefit of grant is already entered in enterprise. Ultimate collection will be made in cases where the benefit of the grant is already earned by enterprises. What is the meaning? I already satisfied the conditions. I employed 100 employees. I employed more than 150 employees. Government is said only 100 employees, but I employed more than 100 employees. 150 employees in my company, local employees. I satisfied the conditions. And I completed they said 5 years I have to satisfy this condition. I completed 5 years fully. I employed more than 1,000 employees in these 5 years. Should I account this amount in government grants in my books of account or not? But amount is not received. Amount I'm waiting. They will give next month. They will give after 2 months. They will give after 3 months. So ultimate collection means even though you satisfy the condition, but you have to ensure that I will get the amount. Accrual also accepted, but certainty will be there. Say for example, you achieved the condition, all the conditions you achieved. New government came, old government left out. They went, new government came. Election, due to election, new government came. New government is announcing on new policy that we will not entertain such things. We will not give grant and all. In such a case, ultimate collection is doubtful. Even though you achieved the condition, old government said I want to achieve, I achieved it. But new government saying no, not possible. This grant we are not approving. Then ultimate collection is not there. So you have to ensure one is whether first you have to satisfy the condition. Next one is you have to ensure also collection. You have to ensure the certainty of the amount to be collected. Okay. So first is government grants, meaning. Second is recognition. When to recognize. The third question you can ask me, how to recognize. Okay, I am receiving the amount. What type of amount I am receiving, sir? I am, government is giving many types of amount as a grant. Sometimes they will give land, sometimes they will give machinery, sometimes they will give simply some amount. Sometimes they will say you need not to pay your electricity expenses. I will pay. I will give subsidy to you. That is also a grant. Different type of grant I am receiving from government, sir. How to account this item? As per what is the classification of grant? How grant is classified? Okay, those things, accounting methods. So what I plan is I think around it's 3:28. So from this point we will discuss in our next class. Okay, from accounting method onwards we will discuss in our next class. I hope you understand little bit from today's topic discussion. So any doubts you can ask me. Is it okay that are you able to understand the topics, whatever the discussion made? Just put a chat, just give your comments so that next class onwards we'll try to improve that. Okay. Once again, explain the third point in. Okay, I will explain. Any other doubts? Presentation. I think this recorded video will be available. Correct. That and all we will share. Not a problem. DISA. What is DISA? That is not directly related to our subject, but DISA is like an information system audit course provided by Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. Even in CMA Institute also, they have such type of courses. Okay, that is useful for doing information system audits. Sir, I am unable to understand. I am able to understand, but Tamil konjam explain பண்ணுங்க sir. But even I am not very much comfortable in English. I would like to speak in Tamil only. But the point is, we are writing exam in English only. No, we are studying everything in English. We should develop that. That is why I am also developing myself. It is not that I will not speak in Tamil. But the point is, everything is in English. Even interview, we can't say like that. Sir, can I speak 5 minutes for Tamil, sir? Even though it is language, but it is a business language is English, correct? So communication skill. So try to improve that. I am also improving. So please, we will restrict with the English only. Okay. I hope all of you agree with me. Okay. So any other doubts? Somebody asked third point GST. Once again, to explain the third point in what is that? Which is third point? This one, ultimate collection. Government grants. That's what I said. No, normal trading transaction means I'm a company running my business. I am selling crude oil. Every day I am selling at 100 rupees. Today I am going to sell at 90 rupees. 10 rupees discount I am giving to my customer. I am a government company. So that 10 rupees discount is not a grant. It is a business tactics. I am selling at lesser price to my customers. I'm a customer. I'm a customer. I'm receiving that. I'm purchasing that crude oil from that ONGC at a discounted price. That 10 rupees discount is not a grant to me. I purchased at less price. That's it. Okay. So any other doubt? Shall we meet in our next class? Shall we meet in our next class? Okay. Thank you, all of you.